Shalom and welcome to the daily Torah reading. We are in Exodus or Shemot, chapter 12. So let's enjoy the reading. Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron in the land of Egypt, "This month shall mark for you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first of the months of the year for you. Speak to the whole community of Israel and say that on the 10th of this month, each of them shall take a lamb to a family, a lamb to a household. But if the household is too small for a lamb, let him share one with his neighbor who dwells nearby in proportion to the number of persons. You shall contribute for the lamb according to what each household will eat. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a yearling male, and you may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep watch over it until the 14th day of this month, and all the assembled congregation of the Israelites shall slaughter it at twilight. They shall take some of the blood and put it on the doorpost and the lintel of the house in which they are to eat it. They shall eat the flesh at the same night. They shall eat it roasted over the fire with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or cooked in any way with water, but roasted, head, legs, and entrails over the fire. 10. You shall not leave any of it until morning. If any of it is left until morning, you shall burn it. This is how you shall eat it: your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it hurriedly. It is a Pesach offering to Yahweh. For that night I will go through the land of Egypt and strike down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and I will mete out punishment to all the gods of Egypt. I, Yahweh. And the blood on the houses for where you are staying shall be a sign for you. When I see the blood, I will pass over you, and that no plague will destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This day shall be to you one of remembrance. You shall celebrate it as a festival to Yahweh throughout the ages. You shall celebrate it as an instruction for all time. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day to the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. You shall celebrate a sacred occasion on the first day, and the sacred occasion on the 7th day. No work at all shall be done on them, only what every person is to eat. That alone may be prepared for you. You shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this very day I brought your ranks out of the land of Egypt. You shall observe this day throughout the ages as an institution for all time. In the first month, from the 14th day of the month, at even you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. No leaven shall be found in your house for 7 days, for whoever eats what is leavened, that person shall be cut off from the community of Israel, whether he is a stranger or a citizen of the country. 20. You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your settlements you shall eat unleavened bread. Moshe then summoned all the elders of Israel and said to them, "Go pick out lambs for your family and slaughter the Passage offering. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and apply some of the blood that is on the basin to the lintel and to the two doorposts. None of you shall go outside the door of the house until morning. For when Yahweh goes through to smite the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the lintel and the two doorposts, and Yahweh will pass over the door and not let the destroyer enter and smite your home. You shall observe this as an institution for all time, for you and for your descendants. And when you enter the land of that Yahweh will give you, as he has promised, you shall observe this rite. And when your children ask you, what do you mean by this rite? You shall say, it is a Passage sacrifice to Yahweh, because he passed over the house of the Israelites in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, but to save our houses. The people then bowed low in homage, and the Israelites went and did so, just as Yahweh had commanded Moshe and Aaron. So they did. In the midst of the night, Yahweh struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on the throne to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And Pharaoh arose in the night with all his courtiers and all the Egyptians, because there was a loud cry in Egypt, for there was no house where there was not someone dead. He summoned Moshe and Aaron in the night and said, "Up, depart from among my people, you and your Israelites with you. Go, worship Yahweh as you said. Take also your flocks and your herds as you said, and be gone, and may you bring a blessing upon me also." The Egyptians urged the people on, impatient to have them leave the country, for they said, "We shall all be dead." So the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading bowls, and wrapped in their cloaks upon their shoulders. The Israelites had done Moses' bidding and bought from the Egyptians objects of silver and gold and clothing, and Yahweh had disposed the Egyptians favorable toward the people, and they let them have their requests. Thus they stripped the Egyptians. The Israelites journeyed from Ramses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot, aside from children. Moreover, a mixed multitude went up with them, and very much livestock, both flocks and herds. And they baked unleavened bread, cakes, of the dough that they had taken out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, since they had been driven out of Egypt and could not delay, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. 40. The length of them that the Israelites lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430 years, to the very day, all the ranks of Yah departed from the land of Egypt. That was for Yahweh a night of vigil to bring them out of the land of Egypt. The same night is Yahweh's one of vigil for all the children of Israel throughout the ages. Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, "This is the law of the Pesach offering. No foreigner shall eat of it, but any slave a man has bought may eat of it once he has been circumcised. No pound or hired laborer shall eat of it. It shall be eaten in one house. You shall not take any of the flesh outside the house, nor shall you break a bone of it. The whole community of Israel shall offer it. If a stranger who dwells with you would offer the Pesach to Yah, all his males must be circumcised, then he shall be admitted to offer it. He shall then be a citizen of the country, but no uncircumcised person may eat of it. There shall be one law for one citizen and one for stranger who dwells among you, and for all the Israelites did so, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe and Aaron, as they did. That very day Yahweh freed the Israelites from the land of Egypt, troop by troop. This concludes the Torah reading for today. May Yah shine his light upon your path. May he lead you into his truth and righteousness and give you shalom. In Yeshua's name, amen. Until tomorrow for daily Torah reading, shalom.